this started then.
So, what do you want me to talk about?
I'll talk about anything you want me to talk about.
You know what I mean?
Holy
Yeah, it's
sh!
just like pasta.
Oh my gosh, I'm
dad
just getting.
called us
I am
potatoes.
getting every direction. This is. And I died. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tempest for my girlfriend. And guess what? I'm about to beat it.
I've got it.
Yeah, I was so ready. I just messed up. Oh my gosh. Welcome in, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about game graphics and how they improved over the years, from 1948's Tennis for Two to Red Dead and all the in-between. We'll be talking taking big jumps between gaming from 10 years up to 24 years apart, and generation of graphics that I want to talk about. As you saw the video before, the evolution of video games, Therefore, the very first video you saw was a game made in 1948, where TVs were just pretty new and a fad at that point, and so was done on a radar-like device. Kind of looks like tennis. That looks like tennis because they personally called it Tennis for Two, but it didn't look like that at a glance for me. We had advancements in graphics for 24 years later, and then we get Pong, which came out in 1972 or 73, or maybe even 71. And it was better graphics than Tennis for Two, but in my opinion, I don't think it was necessarily better graphics, but that's just my opinion. And that was 1-bit graphics. And then after the Atari and a few other systems, basically the fall of home gaming systems. But when all hope seemed lost, a small card-making company who released a few games in the past came out with their own home entertainment system. They also came out before that with games for the arcades, which cost you a hard-earned coin to play video games, which kind of sucks at the time back then. And they came out with Donkey Kong on the arcade in 1981. And then, later on, in 1983, they released the Famicom, also known as the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. And one of the biggest games that ever came out from then, I'm hoping you guessed it, was Mario. Ha-ya! Wow, that was terrible. Ha-ya! That's something I'm freaking throwing a punch. My bad. The NES made 8-bit games, and Mario, the Super Mario Bros. Was an 8-bit game. The first Mario game came out in 1983. Huge success, literally brought home systems back from the dead, sparking a legacy that Nintendo, to this day, as creators of Mario, have made hundreds of games based on Mario or their spin-offs. Now, compared to Pong, which is a 1-bit game, Mario was an 8-bit game, 8 times more powerful than that. And then, about more than 10 years, like 15 years later, they came out with the N64. I know I'm skipping a generation here, but that was the first introduction to me for Nintendo's 3D graphics. Now, I played a small amount of Mario on the old NES, but I didn't really understand that back then. I was born in 94, so it was already 10 years after my time. And let me tell you, Mario 64 was a massive leap in graphics. It went from being an 8-bit game, then to a 16-bit game for the Super Nintendo to a 64-bit game. Super Nintendo to Nintendo 64 is 4 times more powerful and 8 times more powerful than the NES. That is amazing. Now switching from bits to polygons here, because in 3D you use polygons, and Mario alone was 752 polygons. That's crazy. Now 3D graphics have polygons, and 2D graphics use bits to simplify it, basically. And that's a big deal at the time. Only Mario was the 752 polygons. Across the world of Mario 64, there's about 8,000 polygons. I don't know if it was shown on the screen at a given time or in general overall. Now, let's jump ahead a bunch of years, about 10 or so years, to Norman. Alone has 4,000 polygons. Now, who is Nomad? Well, he is the creator of Crysis, as you just saw. Can it run Crysis? Well, most computers couldn't run Crysis. Even good computers. You need a great computer to run Crysis. Nomad alone had 24,000 polygons in him. That is 375 times more polygons than Mario. That is insane. And the game itself had over 3 million polygons shown around in the game. And that's where the crazy thing about Can It Run Crysis comes from. It was so powerful that even games up until the next generation couldn't play it until PlayStation Pro, PlayStation 4 Pro, and then Xbox Series, Xbox Series, Xbox One's X and S, I think. I don't know Xbox as well. Could be able to play it then. It's incredible that the computers couldn't play it, and plus, they had to downgrade it for PS3 and Xbox 360 to be able to play it. And now we're going to jump ahead another little over 10 years to Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, I couldn't get all the graphical information on that, so I'm just kind of making guesstimates based on other games from that time. And Red Dead 2, Morgan himself was around 100,000 polygons. That's four times more than Nomad from Crysis. You could literally see the balls on a horse if it was a male horse. That's some dedication from Rockstar to details. In the game world alone, there's millions and millions of polygons in Red Dead. I'm guessing in a given general area, there's about 100 million polygons on the screen at one time. It's incredible to see how far gaming has come over the course of 75 years. From literally being not on TV to being 1-bit games with Pong, 8-bit games with Mario, 64-bit games with... Sorry, not 64-bit games. 750 plus polygons with Mario 64, 24K polygons in one character alone in Crysis, and over 100K polygons in Red Dead. And these are just for one character. Now the biggest jumps were basically from Mario 64 in 96 to all the way 24 years later with 100K polygons in one character. That is, let me do the math real quick. Well over, like, close to 1,000 times more powerful over the course of 24 years. And in 24 years, the original 24 years, or close to 1,000 times more powerful. Literally, 24 years from Tennis for Two to Pong was 1-bit graphics going to a TV. That's 24 years then, and 24 years now is so incredible. The 24 years in the future from now, I'm pretty sure graphics will look incredible or whatnot. It's insane how games have come over the past 25 years, and it's only going to get better in my opinion. Just a quick clarification, bits is the processing units and polygons are the graphics. So I just want to clarify that real quick. So I'm saying bits jumps to polygons, it's not actually accurate, so I apologize for that. It's more like pixel art to polygons, so that's the main difference. thank you all for watching. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, of course. Alright, bye.